getting ready to glass my coffin box together. I've taken screwed it down to this deck plate here to hold it steady and make sure all the lines are lined up with it. Looks pretty good. Like I said, like the lines aren't perfect in here, but I'm going to fill all this in. I'm going to fill it all in and then make it all one solid piece. All right, here we go. All right, well, we got the coffin box prepped, ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and start glassing these two boxes together to make one solid box. Got everything kind of staged right here, ready to go, and got my glass over here cut, and I'm going to go ahead and put her together. Okay, well, I got her glassed together. Basically, I got 3 layers, a 4-inch and then 2 6-inch wrapped around all the way, and then did a 90-degree bend right here to give it a little bit more support where it connects. And then I've got 2 patches, about 12 by 12 patches that are covering up this hole right here. So I'm going to let all this cure and sit, or I'm going to let it sit for a little bit longer and then come back in when the finishing resin and finish it out. And then once all this is done, then I'm going to flip it over and then do the inside as well. Once it cures and stuff, I'll sand it and then flip it over and then do the same thing on the inside, and then I'll paint it and get it ready to put back in there. And then once I get this box in there, then I can really get the measurements that I need for the lid. So this is kind of holding me up. I need to get this done before I can actually get the lid epoxied in there and, you know, set up like it needs to be. So, all right. It's still raining here, but it's in the 60s, so it feels great, but it is raining. So thankfully I'm underneath the garage here, and water's not an issue for me right now. So I'm gonna probably jump in the boat and epoxy that little center deck piece up in the very bow. Go ahead and knock it out while I can. I gotta look and see if it's wet up there or not. I gotta check it out. All right, we'll keep it going. Got it epoxied in. This was the last piece that I needed epoxy to the deck. This is the very front, bow centerpiece here. My divot will go here. and this will be reinforced down here. But I got this epoxied in. Looks pretty good. I'll let this sit overnight, and I'll come back probably either tomorrow or the next day and sand it and clean it up. Don't do that. No, don't do that. No, hey, give me those. You play with something else.
I'll play this.
No, you give me that too. That's a lighter. You play with that.
Where?
All right. Just don't hit the boat, okay? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, all right.
I have to.
It's turned out pretty good. Getting ready to take it off of the deck plate here. Flip it over and see what the inside looks like. It turned out all right. What's your favorite color?
This.
What color is that?
Blue.
That's right, it's blue. That's called a drill.
Drill.
A drill. Is it pretty cool? All right. Turned out pretty good. I'm gonna come in and sand it, but I'm gonna fill this with structural putty, and that way it'll sink down in and really bond these two deck plates together, plus the glass on the outside, and then I'm gonna come in and do glass on the inside as well. Gotta sand it, but that'll work. I still don't know if I'm going to take and insulate this box anymore. It's going to have Kusa board all the way around it because it has Kusa board in the stringers as well as the deck plate. So I'm going to drop this in. I'm probably not going to paint the outside right now, just in case if I want to come back and insulate it. Not sure if I need to. What I'll probably do is probably put 500 pounds of ice in it with my ice machine over there and let it sit for a few days and see how it performs. And then if it performs, if it holds ice like it should, then I won't worry about insulating. But if it starts to melt pretty quick, then I'll probably either come back and insulate. I like to insulate it on the outside so I can maintain the cooler space on the inside, if possible. I got to make sure it still fits in there. But if I go pretty thin on whatever material I use, like the Venicel or something like that, I should be able to still be able to slide it in there. So, all right, be careful. But looks pretty good. I got the rubber 5200 to the bottom of the fuel tanks. Let that cure, and the next couple days I'll get these in. All right, well I got this this box epoxied into the bottom. I use that structural putty. I'm not going to lay any glass in the bottom of this. I was going to lay one layer, but I really don't need it. So with all the structural putty like in the groove and the glass on the outside, it's pretty solid. It ain't going nowhere. And really, as a insert for a cooler, it doesn't need to be any stronger than that. If I put a layer of glass in here, it's not going to drain really good. So I'm going to leave it just like it is. I'm going to cure it with finishing resin, and I'll sand it and then fair it in, and it'll be ready to go. Got to grind the outside, but overall it turned out really well. For this coffin box hatch, I have a 3/4 inch section of Kusa board over the top of it. Looks pretty good. I think it'll work really well. I'll probably put at least one layer, if not two layers of 1708 on this, and it'll also be epoxy to the top of that door. Here you go. But she's coming together, guys. Thanks for watching. You have a blessed day. Merry Christmas to you.